Hey y'all, hey, we're still getting used to this new thing. We used to have a countdown. Now we go straight to it. Anyway, welcome to episode 51 of Theories and Thoughts podcast with Arnya and
Fancy.
How y'all doing today out there in podcast land? How you feeling today, Fancy?
I'm good, actually. I have had such a busy week, and it's such a blessing, though, you know? So I'm just trying to catch on and do what I need to do. How about you?
Well, I wasn't feeling my best. Thanks, Eve. So I gotta put on some makeup, put on some clothes. That always makes me feel better. Whenever I'm not feeling my best, I always get up, put on some clothes, make myself feel pretty and everything. But I'm doing good so far. Did we? You know what? Did we mention your birthday?
Did we have to keep mentioning it? No, we didn't.
But I want to. Why we can't mention your birthday, Fancy?
Because I didn't do anything special. Like, I just sit at home. But you know what? It was special because I did just take the time, for one, to just like do kind of nothing. But I was still kind of working. You know how my weekends be. On my weekends, I like to just work on those projects I can't focus or give as much attention to, like stuff that's more in depth. So I did a little bit of that. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to do anything more. Really, one thing I will say, though, is turning 36, especially, is making me more so like I'm really starting to feel that I got to get a life. Like, I got to have something outside of work. And it ain't got to be a man or anything. I just want to have, I have hobbies, but I kind of I won't even put too much time into them, So I'm just trying to decide, like, what are you going to do? And this is the wrong time to have this, I guess, thought process in the middle of COVID, because I want to get out the house, for one.
I think everybody wants to get out the house, so that's not a bad thing to think of during COVID. I say, this one girl, not that I'm dwelling on her, unfriended me. She unfriended me the other day.
Hold on. You stay arguing with somebody.
I do not. That be them. It wasn't me. But let me tell you what she did. So, okay, a couple of months ago, she said, if I asked you a list of questions, would you be honest? I was like, yeah. So, in her questions, she asked, what do I think of her? I said, you're extra. And so she was like, why? She was like, why you think I'm extra? I was like, you extra, I'm extra. Like, I'm extra at times, you're extra at times. I was like, look, I'm not this wasn't supposed to be an argument. This was, you asked questions. You said, will we be honest? I was being honest. And I guess I wasn't really supposed to be honest. I don't know. Anyway, so somebody posted the other day, I'm saying all that to say, somebody posted the other day and they were like, is it safe to go outside now? I see a lot of people moving around. So she put, they don't care. And I put underneath her post, because you're free game if you're posting underneath somebody's stuff and then you're being so, we don't care. It's not that I don't care. I didn't took 2 flights during COVID. I didn't went to house parties, but I didn't went to a baby shower. I didn't went to a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm very safe, with what I'm doing in my interactions and different things. Don't just say people are outside because they don't care. And this is somebody who had COVID, and I understand that. But don't say that people don't care. So she put a post up saying people, she's tired of people and their negative comments. Girl, bye. Because at one time I unfollowed her because she would be extra shit. Anyway, so that's all I was like. Go outside if you would like. You don't have to be around people directly. When you go to restaurants, you have on your mask. They sit you separately
from. I hate my mask. I wear it. I mean, I'm so extra about it, especially having kids and so on. But that mask, I really do start hyperventilating in places. Like when I go outside, I like rip it off, and it's just I can't enjoy anything in that mask. I'm just being honest.
Well, I understand that, but when I go to a restaurant, when I get to my seat, I'm not right here by somebody. Like, so I'm able to sit and eat and take my mask off.
Oh, I haven't been in any restaurants. I don't even know if I'm still I don't think the restaurants are open down here just yet. They might have just opened. I know they were talking about the bars, but most places like where you eat in, yeah.
Hey, Corona, and you might know who I'm talking about. It is somebody that went to high school with us, and I actually went to elementary with her. But anyway, that's what happened this week. But I'm good. I did go celebrate a friend's birthday. We went to brunch. They had a little barbecue type thing, and we had a little thing at the house, a little painting step. That was fun. So I did that over the weekend and work. So yeah. Alrighty. So what's been going on in the news is Ice Cube is everywhere with his platinum plan. Did you want to go first, or because you like something?
No. Well, I just want to correct it. It's the Contract for America.
Okay, contract.
For Black, might be Black America too, but I think the platinum plan is what Trump and them tried to throw as far as the name. Mm-hmm. Just saying, so that people, so people know. But okay, you can continue.
Oh, okay. So, he was on Roland Martin the other day, and to me, he didn't seem like he had all his thoughts together, and maybe he could have had somebody else who helped him with it and actually know a lot about it, because he just seemed like he wasn't very knowledgeable to me. Mm-hmm. And the one young lady, I can't think of her name, she was like, a lot of stuff you have in this plan, the Biden-Kamala regime, they already have this in place, or, Cory Booker is already working on this, maybe partner with them. And it's just, Ja Murray, he really has been going in on him like a lot. He's put a lot of commentary up. He's put a lot of receipts up. He went in and basically was saying that Ice Cube's legacy is going down. I remember when Ice Cube did talk to April, can't think of her name.
Brian.
Yeah. I remember he did talk to her. I did catch a little bit of that. And he kind of recanted a bit on what he was saying and everything. But is this the time? I don't think this is the time. DL said that Trump is using a lot of Black men for photo ops. He said that he's just using it for photo ops. T.I. pretty much said that Ice Cube ain't never come off as a sucker before, so look at his track record. So he kind of came to his defense. Me personally, I feel like we should have been talking about this when we had 800,000 candidates for the Democrats. For the Democrat seat, I honestly didn't vote for Biden in the primary. I am a registered Democrat. I didn't vote for him. I didn't really want him to. I thought Elizabeth Warren was much better.
I like Warren too.
I like Warren. I voted for her, but right after I voted for her, she dropped out the race. I just didn't like Biden. However, I feel like Biden is making way for Kamala. That's my own opinion. My own opinion is he's making way for her. Like, I think something's gonna happen and she's gonna be president. I don't see the future. I ain't gonna act like I'm psychic and all the rest of the stuff. But that's just what I'm looking at. Go ahead.
I never thought about that before. I think that's a great point, that he could be making way for her. And being that, one thing I pointed out last week was that neither one of them could respond when they were asked if there had been, if they had talked with their candidate about what would happen should somebody fall ill or should someone pass due to, older age and so on. So I think that that's good. That actually kind of made me think there. As far as the Ice Cube situation, initially I thought it was like he pulled a Jay-Z on us with the NFL. And I actually posed that question on my Facebook, and I had only like 2 people responding, and it took some time, but both people said no. But I say that because before people started to respond, I had been reading the articles myself. And when you mentioned that about the photo ops, one thing I like to bring up is that in one of the articles, it says that Ice Cube specifically did not want to be used for a photo op, so that's why he did not attend the meeting with Trump's team. Someone else came, and as he mentioned in his sit down with Cuomo, is that how you say it, Cuomo?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Cuomo, however you say his name, but I do like him. He said that he hadn't met with Trump. So that's just one thing there. He hasn't actually met with him. Initially, I was more so like, why are you speaking for us? I do still think that is a very important thing that we need to kind of address in the Black community. Like, who will be speaking for us? Who really has that authority? Because people can't just be out here passing out the plans. And that's kind of how I first felt. Like, I don't care if, because, he did approach Biden's team with the plan, but they said they wanted to wait till after the election. In some ways, I kind of understand what he's saying, like, hey, we want to know now. But Trump and his record alone just kind of says to me, like, you don't go to the opposing party, with the plan, and you can't trust them. And that's kind of like my biggest concern with the situation. But as I was listening to his interview with, I think his name is Chris Cuomo, one thing I like that he said is that, this is a quote now, is, I don't think nothing affects America more than the situations Black people find ourselves in. It's coming apart at the seams, and it's not going to come back together after January 3rd, no matter who's the president, unless we deal with the wealth gap. A lot of things he said in that interview with him really, it changed my opinion. And I realized that maybe he does have just, a straightforward agenda. This is about Black America. Like he said, I don't want to hear about minorities. I don't want to hear about colored people, Black Americans, the descendants of slaves. And I think that is such an important point, because we often don't talk about the difference, or we oftentimes kind of be like, well, we're all Black, but at the same time, we're not all Black. We don't even always look at each other like we're always Black. So when we're talking about the descendants of slaves, and that's the actual issue, then I think that we need to be addressed that way, so we know exactly who it's for. Also, another point that he said is that basically, whoever wins is supposed to hear from him about the plan. And y'all, initially, when I wanted to discuss this, I really was on the opposing side. But when I listened to him there, and as I'm just steadily seeing, but the thing is, it is too close. And when we first discussed this, when we first talked about him, when he first came out with the plan, I said then, why would we wait so late? But it's it's almost trying to decide between the lesser of the two evils in some ways. And a lot of people say they like Trump because he say what he gonna do. And to me, I don't see that as being true, but he do seem to do what he says he's gonna do when it's something stupid. So with that being said, I'm like, it might actually, he might actually do it. I don't really know. And that's kind of the thing. But Cornel West, if I'm not mistaken, was the one who initially helped Ice Cube with this plan too. So when you said that, they did say that he went to someone, who was familiar with economics. And one thing he did say is that the plan is very broad, because they even go into areas as far as even entertainment, and just I like that aspect, but I wish I would have called him on Roland Martin, because I know Roland would have came with some more questions too. That probably could have gave me some more insight. Right now, I'm still undecided. So
Roland didn't ask a lot of questions. His panel did. I just feel like it's too little, too late. We should have been doing this when we had all the candidates. When way before this. But
if he's saying he's willing to work with either side, and he really seemed like he was so tired in this interview, like he was tired of explaining. But when he said that, I'm like, okay, so we could still vote for Biden, you know, others could still vote for Biden and Biden win, and possibly they go through with this plan. So it's not like anyone has rights or ownership to this plan other than him, from what it seems to be. But I do hate that the plan was shared. I just don't think you go to the enemy and be like, here, this is what you could do for us, you know.
I mean, but again, I'm looking at it like, if this was that important, why not before? And I get what you're saying. You know, you don't go to the enemy, you don't do these different things. Anybody at this time can say, okay, we're gonna listen to what you're saying, just so they can try to get the black vote. And a lot of things, and I seen this right before, they were saying that a lot of black men are looking at Trump because a lot of things he's saying relate to black men, because a lot of black women are like, what about us? And then even on the panel on Fox Soul, he was like, there's nothing in there about black women. And he was like, I thought black women was black people. And a lot of people was like, I thought so too. And I was like,
and then I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so many times, here's my problem. And I don't even think we're going to get to our second topic. Here's my issue. And this kind of goes with our second topic anyway. Men, first of all, black people, we divide between men and women. Because we already do that. And then in his plan, he's like, descendants of slaves. So that means anybody who was here already, you ain't getting none of this. Like, you have to prove. I ain't got time to go prove that I'm a descendant of slaves to get whatever it is that you're trying to give us. Like, I got too much other shit going on, too much I'm trying to work towards to sit here. Hell, I can't sit here. I'm trying to find time to sit here and get my taxes stuff together. And that's important. But to go and try to find, oh, let me make sure that I'm a descendant of a slave so I can get this. I feel like his plan, especially when he talk like that, that's going to divide us even more. We're already divided through colorism. If this person light, this person dark, this person talk like this person do this. We're already doing it. Like, so what you was about to say?
Actually, and I guess maybe this was actually the first statement I think that won me over. And I'm just going to be honest. I believe in us being independent. So when he said, that it's for, you know, that he thinks that black people need to become independent, that's what I want. That, to be honest, I think that we have enough black people with enough skills and intellect to be able to build, like I keep saying, our own Wakanda. So let them be, you know, that's just kind of how I see it, but that's me. So I don't know. But you did also, I just wanted to say, it's called, I wish I could remember the exact phrase for this, but it's about intersectionality and just how black women are viewed as black men, and yet we are also still viewed below black men. So it is so crazy how we don't have these conversations enough. But yeah, so I don't know if we even have time to go into the second part, but the second news story, but even the other one, the third one was good.
Yeah,
I just look at those things.
I'm gonna tell you this. I was in my fourth grade classroom, eighth grade classroom, English class. I told my English teacher that I wanted to be president. He said, first a white man, then a white woman, black man, then a black woman. And he pretty much told me I could never be president because I was a black woman.
I remember you saying it before.
And men, and when you talk to men, if you really sit down and talk to a man about everything that's going on, they let you know that they face a different fear than what we face. They'll tell you, you don't face what we face. But in actuality, black women are being killed just like black men are. And then they wonder why we feel like we're not protected.
Right, as well as I think that men often objectify us, you know, and I think the fact that Trump objectifies women, that's one of the main reasons why they're able to identify. And just really being honest, the fact that so many of us as women don't mean being called, you know, being somebody be, you know, that right there alone is objectification, because that's a dog, you know. So it's just I think that we do, again, also need to just have a conversation about that. I mean, not us in particular, but I'm just saying, like, we do need to start addressing those things. And then at the same time, while Black men might feel that way, we're the ones that's toting not only our own lows, our own worries, but we're also toting the lows or worries for them as well. We're the ones that's praying for them, you know? So when you look at it that way, it's just kind of crazy, but it's understandable. And I do see so many Black men seem to praise Trump, as well as the fact that everybody thinks that he's such a good businessman. And that's often what a lot of Black men, I've been saying it. But that's often what Black men be like, but I tell you one thing, he a good businessman. No, the hell he isn't. Like, look at all these. If you read the news and you're constantly hearing about this lawsuit and that lawsuit and who he hasn't paid and all the other scams, but they think that that's crafty or like, oh, well, he know how to get it. But is that really the type of person or the life that you like to lead, you know?
Right.
So that tells a lot about a person, but it's just so many issues right there.
Right.
So I don't know.
Our next topic was the Megan Thee Stallion editorial opinion piece. If you haven't checked it out yet, do so. She put a lot in there about Black women. Did you want to say something real quick about that?
Oh, okay. So I just want to let y'all know, like, quickly, Meg touched on contradictory expectations, lack of Black women in history, Black maternal mortality rates, the late John Lewis, transgenders or gender non-conforming people. She just touched on so many things, and I don't think that enough attention was given to that op-ed. It seems like a few news outlets reported on it. Not too many Black people, which I think is crazy, or Black outlets. When Meg was speaking, a lot of facts, and wow. I know when she went on Saturday Night Live, a lot of people were on Twitter like, "Oh, she shouldn't have dared use the words from Malcolm X," but obviously Meg is educated, and I see it as a form of art. So if she thought that that's how she was going to be able to get the message out, then obviously that's what she did. But I love Meg, though.
I love Meg too. And just real quick, I was gonna say, yes, she spoke a lot of knowledge. Something that you said conforming. You said something. Oh, history. When I was reading, when I was listening to Coretta's book. Coretta said there was a lot of women doing the equal rights movement, but you don't hear about them. You don't even know really what she did during the equal rights movement. But there was more women. There were so many women out there helping, and not marching so much because there was home manning the houses. The phones taking care of the people, and this, that, and the other. But that's another thing of protection. Again, men looking at us differently. So. Is our guest here yet?
No.
Oh, okay. So I guess we could have went into that a little bit more. I did let him know what time it was for.
Okay, well, I can give y'all some more Meg quotes, because I had came prepared tonight a little. So one statement that she made is, in every industry, women are pitted against one another, but especially in hip-hop, where it seems as if the male-dominated ecosystem can handle only one female rapper at a time.
I love that.
Gotta put that in some bars, like some bars or something. I don't know how that works, but
I loved that because I was like, that is so true. We got 1 million male rappers, but they act like they can only have one.
Right. And then think about it. If at the same time men don't be one woman. But also another quote was, "There's not much room for passionate advocacy if you are a Black woman." And that just basically summed up the whole thing right there, in my opinion, because then you get labeled to be the angry Black woman or, dramatic or whatever the case may be. But it's just always like it's something that's wrong with us. But other people could be just as passionate about things. So I think that that's very contradictory right there.
It really is. I'm sorry. He sent me a Facebook messenger and my phone wasn't on that page and said that he didn't get my email that I sent him yesterday. So, all right.
Yeah, okay. Well, are you still dealing with that? Or I was going to say, because I do have some notes on our third topic. Did you have something?
Meg piece, I just wanted to say that I feel like she was very bold. She was unapologetic in what she said, and she gave a lot of great quotes. I knew you was gonna come with the quotes, because we both love Meg. I am that girl. I can go out here, pop, talk my shit, but I am educated. I can talk, I can talk my shit in the boardroom and in the streets. Does that mean I'm any different? Does that mean that something's wrong with me? No, nothing's wrong with me. It's just the fact that I am a very fascinated woman. You know what I'm saying? I have multifaceted. So our third, what?
No.
Oh, our third topic was, I told you to pull it up and I didn't pull it up. It was juror in, we talked about this before, that the juror in the Breonna Taylor case wanted the grand jury to open up the records for the grand juries that justified. Anyway, juror in Breonna Taylor case said grand jury didn't agree fatal shooting was justified. So they're opening up the case to show that the evidence, what they was given. Because remember, before we reported that, she actually that the juror, they didn't even have anything on the other two guys. They only had it on that one guy, and the only thing that they could have ruled on was the shooting of the wall. It was never anything about Breonna Taylor. So
yeah, and so actually with this taking place, it's like unprecedented. And I just wanted to share a quote from that because I thought that this was a very powerful quote, or a powerful statement. And it's by Jefferson County Circuit Court Judge Annie O'Connell. So in her order, she said, "This is a rare and extraordinary example of a case where, at the time this motion is made, the historical reasons for preserving grand jury secrecy are null." So they're not, they may do this again, but they may not, but it's not really guaranteed. However, it is, the first time they're doing it, but they're doing it because they want to show, or they say they want to show that, transparency and that everything was above board with the case or with the trial.
They were never given homicide charges to be able to rule on. So that's why the judge is doing this, because they was never given homicide charges to rule on.
Okay. Well, going into our sponsor for the evening, let me pull them up. Our first sponsor is Gemlight Publishing. Gemlight Publishing is a small independent publishing company located in Gulfport, Mississippi, with big dreams and visions. Their passion is for publishing means that we provide their authors with nothing but the highest quality of books that are guaranteed to meet their needs and keep their readers satisfied. Gemlight publishes works of all different genres, such as romance, poetry, memoirs, children's books, and many more. You all can find them at their website, which is gemlightpublishing.com. That's GEMLIGHTPUBLISHING.com. And on Instagram, it's just Gemlight Publishing, all one word. And now I'm going to go ahead on and bring in our guests. 1 second. All right. Hi.
How y'all doing?
Hi, DeMarcus Bailey. Welcome to Theories and Thoughts podcast.
How you doing?
I actually know DeMarcus. He's out of Dallas. Tonight, you guys, as you know, we will be talking about the importance of creating Black films and plays. I've seen at least 3. I've seen 4 of your movies. Do you have 4 movies?
I got 2 movies.
Play. You have a play. You have a play and a movie on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I went to the premiere of a movie. 2 of them.
Okay. Yeah. So
2 of them and 1 play.
Right.
All right. So why don't you introduce yourself to our audience?
Well, I guess I'm DeMarcus Bailey out of Tyler, Texas. I'm in Dallas. 39 years old,
He a Scorpio. No. Okay.
I'm a what?
No, I'm just messing with you. It's like you nervous. Are you nervous?
No, I just, I'm not, I'm not nervous.
Okay. Of J.F. Bailey on films. Who is J.F. Bailey? I know I've asked, but just tell our
This my J.F. Bailey is my grandfather. I dedicated everything that I I've done to him. When I was growing up, he was my protector, my comforter, my best friend. And when he died, he never really got a chance to see me do anything great. I was always in trouble. I didn't graduate on time. Just being crazy. So after he died, I made a promise. I vowed I'll make his name great. So that's what I've been trying to do.
Oh, okay. Well, how long have you been making Black movies and plays?
I've been doing plays for since 2009, I think. Yeah, 2009. I started doing plays, and I just did my first film 2018. So I've been doing film maybe 2 years, plays over 10.
Okay. Yeah. What made you start? Were you always a writer, or did you just say?
Well, you know what? I never was a writer. I never called myself a writer. I got started. I was at a church, at my church in Tyler, and they did a skit called Chains, and I was going through something at the time. I had a lot of hate in my heart at that time, and they did a skit, and after the skit was over, you could go to the altar, whatever. I went to the altar, and all that hate I had inside of me, I let it go. And I don't know what happened then, but I feel like God just opened a gift in me I didn't even know I had, actually. Because I did the play, I saw the skit, and I said, if the skit did this for me, I know to do it for somebody else. So I asked the church, could I put it on at a bigger scale? So I did that, and it sold out. So people started asking me, when are you going to write a play? And I was like, I've never done that. I don't even know what that is. They said, you should do it. So I just wrote something. I wrote a play called Prodigal Son, me and a guy named Andre Loggins. Sold it out, 1,700 people came. And people kept asking, you need to write another play. I'm like, I don't know what that is. So, but I wrote a play called Single and Saved. I was in my Urkel stage. I was watching Urkel a lot. So I wrote a play called Single and Saved about how people look for love, but they don't accept it because it's not what they want it to look like. Mm-hmm. So I wrote that play. 1,700 people came, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? So I just started writing, and I did a play called How to Love, and I met Snoop, and then things just opened up for me. I just didn't even know I even had a gift. I thought I was going to be a basketball player or a singer or something, but I guess the stuff that happened to me, it made me great. Even though it devastated me at the time, it created a monster out of me, but the monster in me, came out doing great things. So it just opened up so many doors when I released that. I just feel like everybody should do that. You're holding something inside of you, release that, because you never know what God has for you. You never know.
Wow. Pink, do you have anything?
Well, I'm sorry. Initially, I just want to know. I was getting something together. That's the reason why I seemed like I was distracted earlier. But I think that your story is really amazing. So when you kept saying that you don't know what that is, I'm kind of curious as to, because I've edited some plays before. So
really?
What were you putting on the paper? Did you have?
I was just writing. I was just writing. I was just talking to myself. Writing. I always wrote, when I first started, I was writing life experiences, with the Prodigal Son thing. I wrote, my brother had just went to prison. And like I said, my grandfather had just died. So I wrote a play about a guy who left off and came back, and when my grandfather died, I took it as myself, when my grandfather was in the world, I was just out doing wild things, man, just crazy. You never know, man, oh my God, this is stupid stuff. But when he died, I came back, and I felt like that story, kind of resembled myself, and just doing something, just did it. Even with the Love and Drugs, we wrote Love and Drugs, I didn't even know what I was doing. Just wrote something, just writing, just doing something. And it did great things. It's all God. That's all I can say, because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm just doing stuff,
I I gotta ask though, like in a play, you gotta have like stage direction and stuff. So you don't get 1,700 people.
That's what I'm saying, because that's why I'm literally blown away, because I honestly didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know what I was doing. And man, anybody from Tyler will tell you, man, it was just something that just happened, you know. It's not nothing that I had planned, I promise you. Like I said, I thought I was gonna sing, and I've been singing all my life. I thought I was gonna do that, or play basketball, or play sports, and I can't even sing no more. Can't even play sports no more.
I was about to say, I didn't even know you sung.
Look, I was going to ask him to hit something, because he done brought it up.
I'm not gonna do. That I'm not gonna do. But you know, that's what I thought I was gonna do.
It's so funny because I don't even know how I met you. Like I know Corey. Corey is one of his friends, and I was in a movie. As you guys know, I do a little acting. I was in a movie with Corey, and then all of a sudden this guy is on my page. I'm like, who the hell is he? You know, what? And we kind of had our little banter or whatever, but I always tried to support, and that's when I went to the play. Right. And then, you know, through our communication, he told me about Love and Drugs, which is on Prime. And here I am, okay, let me see. You know, I'm a support Black man. Let me just check it out. But I was like, this movie is really good. Like, I was like, this is really good. And then last year, you had the preview of another movie. And I went to that movie premiere. Right. And I'm like, okay, this is good too. So I guess my question is, since we are talking about the importance of relatability and the importance of Black movies, how much life experience, or do you get it from just stuff that you're seeing, or is it stuff that you've gone through?
You know, when I first started writing, it was stuff that I was going through. Now it's just pure entertainment. You know, the Love and Drugs thing out there. Let's get something straight. I've never been a drug dealer. Never would. I don't even know what, I wouldn't even have a clue what drugs is. I like, when I was writing, I had to go ask my friends, what are the terms? Because I've never done nothing like that. Now don't get me wrong, I was wild, but I wasn't that wild. I wasn't dealing drugs, nothing. I never done that. But I've always been infatuated with it. I've always been infatuated with the respect they get and the kind of boldness they have. So, and I'm a sucker for love stories. So I just created those two things together and created Love and Drugs. And I didn't even have a clue that it would take off the way it did. I mean, it just took off,
Right. So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that Love and Drugs ain't got. Well, it's some points on Love and Drugs because I was talked about when I was in school a lot. They used to call me Equal because my mom, we couldn't afford a lot of clothes. So my mom, I used to leave pens in my pants. Mm-hmm. And my mom would wash them. The ink would bust in them. I used to go to school with ink out on my clothes, so he used to call me Equal all the time when I was in school. Mm-hmm. That's about the only part that really, pretty much, an experience. Everything else was just imagination.
Okay. I mean, because Love and Drugs fancy. Love and Drugs 2, you at the end like, now what's gonna happen? So we know Love and Drugs 3 is coming out. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna need some media passes. Thank you. He was like,
you can.
He was like, I got media people coming. I was like, how many times I'm gonna tell you I am media? Okay, sir. But we have our own little banter and everything. I just, I wanted to have you on because, first of all, I always tell you I'm gonna have you on my podcast. Number two, because I think it's great, everything that you're doing. It is very relatable, and I think that seeing ourselves on TV and in films, it shows us that we can get out of there. Because, with every movie, every film, every play, we have the leading up to it, and you have the climax, and you have the sense or something happy coming out, and we see that we can have a way out. And I love that about just, Black movies, Black films. What are some aspirations that you have going on now? I know you have Jeff Bailey Films. What are you doing with that?
We doing a movie right now we're about to film a movie called Heavy. We started filming actually in a couple of weeks. Written by a girl named Tiara Stacks. And after that, I'm launching my own film company next year. And I'm gonna get out of the drug thing. I'm gonna start doing more of romance.
Okay, I mean, your girl out here,
All you gotta do is say the word. You already know that. You already know that.
Well, I have a question. Where are you filming it? If you don't mind my asking.
We're filming in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're filming in Dallas. We filmed Love and Drugs in Thailand, where I'm from. But all my other films, I'll be filming here.
Okay. Well, look, because I asked, because Arnya, I have my connection to the studio. So I'm like, yeah. So like, but it's in Mississippi. So I don't know if you ever come that way. Don't do that.
That where you from? You from Mississippi?
I'm originally from Macomb, Mississippi. So the studio is in Jackson, Mississippi. It's not completed just yet, but I know it will have space enough for film projects. So I'm just trying to doing that. Okay, well, I need to get your email because we're trying to still put together a little email list just to kind of let people know, and it's going to have different functional rooms, not just the film studio, but also music studio as well. So I know you may not, but look, you might decide you want to sing again or something. But
I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna do that.
I hear you sing. You gonna sing for me one day?
Amber?
Yep.
Okay.
Because I said so.
I got you.
Go ahead, Fancy. What you was about to say?
Why do you always do that? Just because I have my mouth set like that doesn't necessarily mean I'm about to say.
I'll be like, I don't want to talk over you. I hate watching stuff or hearing stuff and people talking over each other. So I can see you and it look like you about to say something. I'll be like, go ahead.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I'll get my second question together, but y'all can go ahead on.
Oh, okay. So we talked about the relatability and the importance. Do you, I know your son was in the movie, right?
Yeah, my son was in the movie, yeah.
Has he gotten the acting bug?
Not really. I'm trying to let him be his own self. I don't want to push him to be something that he don't want to be. I want him to. I want him to act. Hopefully he'll come along. But, right now he really ain't too much interested. He likes video games. He like video games. And
yeah.
That's all he want to do.
And yeah, probably girls soon.
Yeah.
Now I do have some. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I wanted to know, how oftentimes, especially since you're a writer, even though you say you weren't a writer, but as a writer, do you ever have you ever experienced one of those moments where it's you wrote something that you really thought, oh, this is outlandish, but then somebody approached you and was like, hey, that really happened to me?
Yeah. A lot of people tell me that Love and Drugs is relatable to them. People all across the country. A girl, at the end of Love and Drugs, we leave this option, this question that a woman goes to jail for her husband, and people all across the country be hitting me up. I did that. I went to jail for my husband, but when he got out, he didn't do me right. And I never. I know I would. If it were mine, if I was.
Not with you on you now.
If it was mine and the situation was the exact same, where I can do 10 years or her do life, I'm gonna do that 10 years, 100 times out of 100. But most people wouldn't do that. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it. But most people wouldn't do that. And people across the country have been hitting me up saying, I did that. It wasn't 10 years, but I did time for him. And I would never think I would do nothing like that. But yeah.
Wow.
Don't ask me because the answer is a no.
You wouldn't do it?
Because first of all, I don't date drug dealers.
You're right.
You in there and you doing that.
Right.
Because I'm too scary. And I don't know. I've been in jail one time. Overnight. And I ain't like it.
No, I'm not. I went to jail for some tickets. I went to jail for some tickets one time, and I was like, This ain't me.
I was like, y'all not gonna give me no soap?
Right.
They don't give me soap for 24 hours. I was like, y'all not gonna give me no soap? I knew it wasn't for me when they wouldn't give me no soap and no toothbrush to brush my teeth.
I've never been, but I'm good on it. My mama asked me not long ago, like, didn't you go to jail one time? And I'm like, why would you even speak that on?
Right.
No, I'm too
Right.
practical for this, so I'm not even about to look. Yeah, y'all, these sound like war stories to me right now. Ain't no way.
They not for the listen. No, listen. So DeMarcus, what else do you have coming up? I know you got films. I personally know everything you got going on, but you tell us.
I got an artist that I'm working on. We're working on his second album right now. All this, go check him out. He's on Spotify. And pretty much, next year. I'm trying to do 4 films next year. So that, and then we're supposed to do a play. My play was supposed to be last year, but the COVID, shut it down. So hopefully this year we do it Mother's Day weekend. And, that's about it. Just trying to stay busy.
How can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook at DeMarcus Bailey, on Instagram, or I am DeMarcus Bailey, or go like the Facebook page. It's called Love and Drugs the Movie on Instagram and Facebook. So go follow us. Let you know what we got going on. We're doing a promo tour right now. Matter of fact, yeah, we're gonna be in Shreveport this weekend, then Houston, Shreveport Saturday, Houston Sunday, and then next weekend we'll be in Atlanta to wrap up our promo tour. Then the movie comes out December 1st.
December 1st on Amazon Prime,
Amazon, Hulu, Vudu, Tubi, everywhere.
I'm gonna have to check these out then.
I'm telling you.
Love and Drugs 1 is out right now. Go check it out.
Go check.
You gotta watch that before you see 2.
I'm so serious, Fancy. I'm not lying just because he on here. It's really good. I'm telling you, I went in there. I was like, okay, this is another black movie. Let's see. And then I was like, no, because you know how you meet somebody,
Right.
like, oh wait, he really put this together. This was really good. I'm sorry, my printer. I don't know if y'all can hear my printer. It decided to start talking. We have DeMarcus's information at the bottom, scrolling down.
I see it.
I'm gonna have to get your artist in here to do a listening party. I'll contact you and let you know when. You guys will actually be in Atlanta the weekend before I go, because I'm going the weekend of the 6th.
Oh yeah.
I'm always somewhere.
Always.
Anyway, thank you, DeMarcus, for being a part of the Theories and Thoughts podcast. Much success in the future with everything. We'll have to have you back on to talk about your future projects, maybe next year.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me. Bye.
I can never see my wave or nothing.
I know. I'm gonna get you together. I'm gonna get you to. Because at first it was like this.
It's not about the angle, but I sit funny. That's what I'm trying to work on. I've been wearing a back brace, but okay. So
I need mine.
Let me tell y'all about our second sponsor for the evening, which is, first I gotta stop him. Okay. All right, so our second sponsor for the evening is Wove Inspirations. And a little bit about Wove is, why am I not seeing it? Yeah, so Wove Inspiration, I know, is a show, but for some reason I don't have all my information. So we'll bring them back another day and just go right into our other little closeout stuff. Of course, we still have our tumblers for sale on the SwagHer.net website, and they are $35. You get it customized with your name on the back, like mine. I don't know if Arnya has hers tonight or not, but
I don't have mine tonight. I was sipping on something else. Fancy will be a part of a Fancy will be Friday. Sorry, Friday is the launch party. I had to think. I'm sorry. The new normal issue launch party. It will be on Zoom. So make sure you get your tickets and you join us for the 10-year anniversary. There will be music. Will there be giveaways?
I hadn't decided, but I don't see what would be wrong with giveaways. Yeah, we could do giveaways.
Giveaways, entertainment, and you'll learn more about the new normal issue. Make sure you pick up the new normal issue at swagher.net. Product, the new normal issue.
And I'm actually dropping all the links here too, guys. And actually, what I thought, since when you started with my name, I thought maybe you were about to bring up tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing East Baton Rouge Mayor President Sharon Weston Broom. And so for those who aren't as familiar, but I know you all should be seeing all the signs and so on around town right now. It is re-election season, as we were just talking about the presidential election, but the local elections are equally as important. And since I actually am in Baton Rouge, and for those who are unfamiliar with Mayor Weston Broom, she is the first Black female mayor of the East Baton Rouge Parish. So we're going to be basically discussing like why she should be reelected and kind of like what her track record is and her thoughts on the different matters that are important to us. And this is kind of a big deal for me because I think, for one, I'm a part of I know I'm not totally out of a marginalized community yet. So to be able to sit down and really speak and be heard by her is a really big thing. But also, so I'm going to be representing for those of us who may not just be on the other side of Florida right now, because it seems like the further you get across Florida Boulevard, the more, you know, the city changes and so on. So that's also taking place tomorrow. And Anya, do you want to announce your own stuff?
Friday, I will be speaking on relationships. It's called Trust the Process, the dating series. Within the group, it's called Don't Count Yourself Out. It's actually at the same time as the release party. So go to the release party. The series, you can catch that, and you can catch it another time too.
Okay, and guys, y'all can also follow Anya. I'm trying to get
you can follow me at LadiCEO on Facebook. On Instagram, on Facebook, Lady with the I, CEO, and on Twitter, I'm _A_LadiCEO. Don't forget, you can get your shirts. Today I am rocking Made with Melanin, Always Popping. I actually cut the top. Okay. Yes. And just you can do it however way you want. To make it customized, we do cut the tops of the shirt if you would like. Also, a Ladi Her Wine. Y'all know I sell that also. So, anything else fancy?
Well, I actually decided to put my own links here tonight. I'm trying to get back used to doing it. Actually get used to doing it. So you all can follow, first off, you can visit the magazine at swagher.net, and then find me, like my personal little site I'm trying to get together is my Linktree. So that's Linktree Fancy Thoughts. I'm going to be sharing more there, like of my own stuff, so that I can kind of keep everything centralized. And then on all the social media platforms, you can find us at SwagHer Magazine. And for my personal brand, you can find me at Fancy Swagger on all platforms. So yeah.
Yes. God, also, you have CEO chatter. I like that.
Oh yeah, I had my first segment today. And it was with Candace Weiss. We had a good conversation. She's a writer for XO Nicole, but she's also an attorney, and she does like a legal consulting for small Black-owned businesses, small businesses. I just won't say Black, but her background is also within diversity and inclusion. So I definitely think you all should check her out, and she's opening her own firm as well. So if you hadn't, you can visit our Instagram page and watch the replay of that. And it will probably also transfer it over to our website too. Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome. Know that SwagHer is doing big things. We're 10 now. We're doing some awesome things, and I'm just really excited and glad to be a part. So don't forget the release party. You can find the links and everything on the website, or you can find it on the Facebook page.
Yep. And then also in the comments. One last thing, y'all. I am also taking a part in. I almost lost my girl. I almost thought I lost my mind, but I didn't. That's going to be taking place on November 7th. So you all can visit herconclave.com if you'd like to learn more about that. And tomorrow, I think I'm going to be having my interview with them. So it's going to be live on Facebook. I'll try to share it from my page. If you'd like to learn more about the events, then you can check it out there. Or there is some flyers also posted on our Instagram. That's it. Nothing else.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Bye.